You know, not all roads are created equal. Some are just about getting from point A to point B, but others are carved directly into the geopolitical map, built on secret deals and, yeah, disputed land. Today, we're looking at one of the most contested roads on Earth.
Just look at this. This is the Karakoram Highway. People call it the eighth wonder of the world, and you can see why. It snakes through this absolutely breathtaking landscape, where three of the world's mightiest mountain ranges literally collide: the Karakoram, the Hindu Kush, and the Himalayas. It is a true masterpiece of engineering for sure. But its real story, well, that's not just about conquering mountains.
And this isn't just a pretty road, it's a massive economic artery. To give you a sense of scale, back in 2019, the trade moving between China and Pakistan at just one point, the Khunjerab Pass, topped $856 million. Today, it's an absolutely vital gateway between Asia and Europe. But this river of commerce, it flows right through a land of deep, deep contention.
Which brings us right to the heart of it all. The big question: who truly owns the land this highway is built on? To answer that, we've got to peel back the layers of history, all the way back to a secret deal that completely redrew the map.
So to really get this road, we have to jump back in time, back to the 1960s. The world was basically a giant chessboard of superpower rivalries. And in this incredibly tense environment, two kind of unlikely neighbors, China and Pakistan, realized they could help each other out.
So, picture this. In the early 60s, China was facing serious diplomatic isolation. They were at odds with both the United States and the Soviet Union. They desperately needed some friends. At the exact same time, Pakistan was looking for a powerful ally to counter its rival, India. It was, you could say, a perfect storm of strategic necessity.
So, Beijing made a huge diplomatic move. For the first time ever, China completely dropped its neutral position on the incredibly sensitive Kashmir issue and publicly sided with Pakistan. And that one move unlocked the door for the border negotiations Pakistan had wanted for years.
And the payoff was pretty much immediate. The 1963 agreement officially drew a line on a border that had been disputed for a long, long time. China even agreed to pull back its controversial maps, the ones that had shown parts of Pakistani-controlled Gilgit-Baltistan as Chinese territory. On the surface, it looked like a straightforward win-win. But the real heart of the deal, the part that's still causing trouble today, was a massive and seriously controversial transfer of land, a vast, high-altitude territory known as the Shaksgam Valley.
So Pakistan ceded over 5,000 square kilometers of this valley to China. But, and this is key, buried deep within the treaty's text was this fascinating and strategically brilliant piece of legal wording. The agreement itself stated that the new boundary was provisional, and it would be subject to renegotiation once the larger Kashmir dispute was finally settled.
Now that single clause is everything. It's like a legal firewall for China. By acknowledging the provisional nature of the border, Beijing was basically saying, look, we'll accept this land from you, Pakistan, but we also recognize that your claim to it might not be final. It's a genius move that protects China's investment and its border, no matter who ultimately controls Kashmir in the end.
And of course, there was a third party watching all of this, and they were furious: India. From the very beginning, New Delhi protested the agreement, arguing that it was completely illegal under international law.
India's entire case really rests on this centuries-old legal idea, one that's fundamental to law all around the world. Nemo det, quod non habet. It's a fancy Latin phrase that means something super simple. No one can give what they do not have, right? You can't legally sell a house you don't actually own.
India's argument is all rooted in history. It says that the entire Gilgit-Baltistan region, and that includes the Shaksgam Valley, was part of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. So when that state acceded to India in 1947, they argue sovereignty over all of its territories passed to India.
So the conflict really boils down to this. India argues that while Pakistan might have been administering the territory, it never held legal sovereignty over it. And if you follow the principle of Nemo dat, did Pakistan actually have the legal right to give it away? Okay, so let's fast forward back to today, because this 60-year-old border dispute isn't just some dusty footnote in a history book. It is the direct legal and physical foundation for one of the largest infrastructure projects on the entire planet.
You can draw a perfectly straight line through history here. The 1963 agreement settled the border. That allowed the Karakoram Highway to be built in the 70s. And today, that very same highway is the backbone for the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, which is a huge part of China's global Belt and Road Initiative. It's a direct line from treaty to trade corridor. So let's just quickly break down the competing interests. For China, the deal was a massive win. It secured a volatile border and, eventually, gave them a crucial land route to the Arabian Sea, a way to bypass the strategic Malacca Strait and secure its energy imports. For Pakistan, it delivered a powerful ally against India. And for India, the whole setup, from 1963 to today's CPEC project, is nothing less than an illegal violation of its sovereignty.
So this highway, this incredible feat of engineering, it's so much more than a road. It is the physical proof of a geopolitical pact whose legality is still intensely disputed. And that ambiguity didn't just lead to infrastructure, it also had direct military consequences, contributing to the outbreak of the Siachen Glacier conflict in 1984, the world's highest battlefield located right next to the ceded territory. And that leaves us with a final lingering question. The Karakoram Highway and the massive CPEC project are designed to be pillars of regional economic stability for the next century. But the question is, can an economic corridor that's built on such a deep and unresolved legal fault line ever be truly stable?